I'm switching to M2 mode, so MDM is on, so a lot sportier than before. So of course, because MDM is on right now, you can see it right there. It's a lot more playful in the back. I'll ride in this one for a little bit so you kind of can see what it does. Once again, speed limit, gotta watch that a little bit. So I'll try to have as much fun as possible. Once again, look how composed the car is in a corner, right? So pretty sharp left-hand corner. You can see there. Really nicely composed. I mean, even in the 4th gear, right? So the car is so good. I mean, just look at this. I don't even lift off the throttle. I mean, just turning in extremely good. I've said it before, so I feel like I'm repeating myself right now, but you can see how good the car really is. I call the MDM mode the fun mode because it allows you to have some fun without getting you in trouble. I like to play with that one, especially on the track, because I have a lot more room if I need to go fast or if I make mistakes. So nonetheless, I definitely use that a lot more in that setting than on normal roads. I'm gonna turn it off at some point because I want to experience the car maybe in different driving modes as well. We're gonna go back to comfort too, because we also want to see how it drives in comfort. Essentially, it's not all about sport, so we'll go through that. Shifting is so precise, honestly, it doesn't bother me. I can't wait to drive the automatic though, but sometimes I even forget that I'm in a manual. I don't have to upshift and downshift too much. Of course, rev matching helps. Quite smooth. Alright, it's a little bit of empty road here. Roads are so nice, but it's so easy to get in trouble, so I have to stay within the speed limit. I have to. It's tough. This is not easy, especially when you have some fun. But I get it. You want to be safe. It's not about getting the best lap times right now. It's all about experiencing the car a little bit sportier than usual. Luckily, I had a chance to do it already, but it feels like the day might be coming to an end soon, so I want to take the full advantage of this day, and this is probably going to be also the longest video I've ever made because I can't stop talking about the car. I tried to be a little bit more structured with this one, but honestly I couldn't. Once I started to experience the car and its potential, I kind of lost track of the outline of my script and all of that, and I just decided to have some fun and basically just kind of share my thoughts as an enthusiast more than anything else. I am wearing more the enthusiast hat today than the journalist hat. I'm not even going to focus on trying to find any faults to this car because I can't. I mean, I will have to probably compare it to a Porsche or something like that back to back to really, you know, see which one is the better driver's car. But from BMW's perspective, current lineup, it is the best maybe. Might not be the fastest, but the best. So, once again, if you have the money, if you can get an allocation slot, go for it. I guess your toughest choice will be then manual versus automatic, which color to get. If you recall, I put a video out already on the colors, so I tried to kind of explain the different, you know, shades and hues that they have available. And once again, you know, it's not an easy choice. Color palette, it's not extremely exciting. It's going to get more exciting, but I will tell you more on that if you stay tuned. but nonetheless, this is what we get today. So your choice will be probably manual, automatic, and color. So once again, you can see it turning in, you know, so nicely, very composed, no body roll. Once again, really no body roll. I don't have to worry about that. I feel in control of the car at all time, even you know, spinning, braking a little bit. Oh, look at this corner right here. So just nicely done, nicely done. Very good, so good. Now I'm starting to love the bucket seats because they keep me in place, and my sides are touching a little bit, but I can hear everything in the car sliding right now, so let me be careful with that. But just look at this. I mean, so good. I mean, I could push a lot more, but honestly, I'm trying not to be stupid today. All right, so let me put MDM off. That might be a good idea for now. So I'm in comfort right now, so let's see what it can do. Certainly I can feel the difference in between comfort and sport. That wide gap that I mentioned, it's even more obvious when you're driving. There is a little bit of a body roll right now, and you can see the car starts to dance a little bit more. It's not as composed, and of course that's by design. Once again, that's exactly what they wanted. They listened to customers' feedback. I guess the mainstream customer wanted this, and this is why they decided to do this dual character M2. Nonetheless, it is still very good, even in comfort. I mean, it's really all comfort right now, all the setting possibles, but still pretty composed. But of course, you know, I would say, and I've said it before, the Sports and Sport Plus are my favorite. Can this day get any better? No traffic, nice roads, great car. I can't wait actually to see the other reviews too. I mean, I'm gonna give you some insight, but I spent so much time these days with Matt Watson and the Canadian guys, you know, with the YouTube channels. You know, Doug DeMuro was here, you know, Joe Killis, Rockener, Alan. I mean, so many different content creators, very, very different, all of them. And I am extremely excited to see what they've produced because they spend a lot of time with the car. I want to see that entertainment factor. I'm usually the type of reviewer that's probably into more being precise about the specs and the engineering side than trying to be entertaining. I try, it's not always easy, but this is why I wanted to do this review a little bit different, a little bit more complex. I'm sure the other guys have done some, you know, drifting and some other shenanigans, and I might be able to do that as well a little bit today, but it's always about bringing the car back in one piece, extremely important. So that's usually my main concern, but while still having some fun. But nonetheless, I think you will enjoy these reviews. This was a great choice by BMW to bring us here, of course, with the M2 and XM as well. So we got to sample these cars back to back on kind of the same roads, and surprisingly the XM is very good too, even though it's heavy and it's not as fun as this one, but it is still a pretty fast car. So once again, this is not a mini M4. This is really, I'm gonna say it again, I'm gonna emphasize it just in case you skipped and didn't get to that point. But this is not a mini M4. This is its own car, its own character. It doesn't drive like a mini M4. It drives like a super good M2. And if you're asking me today if I should get the M2 and the M4, I would say the M2 for sure if you love to drive. You're only getting the M4 if you want to be maybe faster in certain situations, or if you want to have a little bit more space maybe, but other than that, this is the car to get. I can see BMW doing the record sales with the M2. I have zero doubt actually that they're gonna sell a lot of M2s. I'm just hoping, you know, that if they make an M2 CS, which I think they will, I'm just hoping they're gonna have a lot of units to sell, because, you know, it doesn't make sense to limit the M2 CS, you know, just, I get it, you know, sometimes you won't have that exclusivity, but why? You know, this is the last time you're actually making an M2 like this. Might as well just build as many as you can. Kind of follow the 1M recipe, right? Initially they said 2,000 something units, and that was cool. That was one of the reasons why I bought the car. And then it turned out that people really wanted a car. They were fighting over it. And then they said, well, let's build as many as we can until the last day of production. And guess what? I think they made over 6,000 units globally. And nonetheless, it is still a rare sight. You don't see that many of them. So now, of course, I would love to see the M2 CS kind of the same thing. You know, make 10,000 units, right? You know, I have no problem seeing this car on the road quite often, as long as it's a very, very good car. So hopefully they're gonna apply that recipe, because I feel like people are gonna splurge and they will be willing to spend 20,000 more on an M2 CS. I'm actually wondering if I should even be driving the automatic right now, because I'm in love with this one. But I guess I'm gonna have a lot more fun with that one too, so hopefully I can get to push the car a little bit. Uh-oh, look at that, the brakes work. That was a squirrel. Brakes did work. Days like this kind of remind me why I enjoy this job quite a bit. I'm extremely spoiled. I guess a lot of us are extremely spoiled, even though, you know, not to complain, but they're long hours. We spend a lot of time on the road. We spend a lot of time editing, filming, writing articles, social media, so on and so forth. And if you look at our social media channels, it looks like we're living the life, but a lot of times we're extremely tired and exhausted. I've been going personally on 4 or 5 hours sleep the last few days, and I'm still not done, you know, doing the things that I was supposed to do. But nonetheless, this makes up for it, and it reminds me why this is a super fun job. And content creation, it's really something different these days than what it used to be. And you have a lot more opportunities to really make cool things and go to cool places and actually take advantage of some of these things. Then again, you know, all the time you have to be objective when you review the car, and hopefully you've seen that on our channel. We're trying not to be fanboys. We're trying to kind of, you know, look at the brand very, very closely, analyze the brand, point out the things that we like or we might not like. And that's kind of our goal, really. So that's why when I said today I'm extremely excited about this car, I really truly am, and that's just a genuine feeling, and I can't wait to go back, because I know the engineers are waiting for me. So they really want to hear from me what I think about the car, because we talked about it last night quite a bit. How about we test the voice commands a little bit? I know it's not relevant maybe a lot to the BMW M2. Hey BMW, can you find Bartlett Dam?
I have found these destinations for Bartlett Dam. Which one should I select?
Number 1.
Is that our road destination or an intermediate destination?
Yes. Alright, so let's do a little bit more talking and driving. You can see we've kind of changed the scenery a little bit. We're coming down the mountain right now. Absolutely beautiful scenery here. Great car, great scenery. Unfortunately, I can't really push the car hard, but at least it gives you an idea of what I see here. Finally some open road a little bit. Once again I can push the car a little bit, not much.